social media is full of talk about dictatorships, about takeovers of society by deep state, of the use of techniques to take away individual liberties. It is not only sensed in Israel, but all around the world. Demonstrations are occurring, and a lot of people think that the disinformation is being used to control and to deteriorate their individual rights. This situation is a paradigm of ages, of civilizations have it. It is a situation where one doesn't have the accurate instruments, state and social instruments, to implement precise surgical intervention for the long-term betterment of society or of the individual. That the structures, the instruments are meant to battle each other and to be a check and a balance and to be adversarial one with the other. And when it is required something different, the instruments have not yet been created. And in this war of proxies, a micro or a sub-ecosystem is created between the fallen pieces, which is being used by other forces. And that is being plied cynically. And it is that area, that existence, which needs better governance, needs to be managed. It is presently in the hands of the state legal apparatus, the bureaucrats, the heads of departments. It is the equivalent of a legal interpretation of how the world or how the government should run. But this interpretation is given to interpretation. It is a swing. It needs to change. It needs to interact. And if it is controlled by any one single body, the state apparatus, the deep state, then that too is a problem. Presently, it appears throughout the world. And it is a completely natural and obvious evolutionary thing to do, that the deep state, it wants to preserve itself. And it is using the unique period of time of digitalization, of artificial intelligence, of automation, to regulate its power, to keep it as the Adon, as the master of the house, where that is not where it should be. There needs to be complete dynamism within the state apparatus, within deep state. Sure, there should be administrative capabilities. One hopes that in the future these administrative capabilities will be given to AI to be able to quickly make reference and necessary reference for human betterment, and we don't need human involvement. But until that time, so long as there is human involvement, there needs to be a dynamism within that, and that there should be no attempt, or one must keep, in fact, to set up a committee, a broad committee of the people, of the world, to ensure a critical eye on these bodies that will affect the entire mechanism, the future mechanism in which humanity is going to draw from. It is to understand where the future is going and to anticipate it. That great ideologues and visionaries need to anticipate where it's going, because those who are not on the side of the individual, but would like to gather the forces to themselves to protect as evolution would have it. They are thinking in this way. And it is very important for individuals who have been divided by these forces to develop a protocol together where they can assert a message. It doesn't need to, and I think this is what we have understood in the 5,000 years of human consciousness via language, that it does not have to be through war. There is a possibility that we can achieve our best through sentences, through not dictators, but dictates of sentences, of algorithms, which create a proper and well-navigated message towards leadership, towards laws, towards enforcement, what the rules should be. And the more articulate that one can be in identifying the problem, the more articulate and hard-nosed one should be to forge a way directly to the solution. And this can be done by the individual with small networks of individuals who apply their message to a centralized structure which eventually must ensure the individual at the center of every government action. Short of individualized, personalized, problem-solving oriented government services, what we can expect is dictatorship. Slowly but surely, if the individual does not assert its right, as one does in an army, as a soldier, as soldiers create troops, it is based on the individual's giving of his liberty or her liberty for the collective. And all groups are created in that process. The necessity now for every individual to assert through the small group, to the government, the individual demand that all resources, all government power, all its arms, all its bureaucracy must be to serve the individual. And in that clear message, one can avoid dictatorship.